Scope of variable. What is scope of variable? The scope of variable refers to the section of the code that a given variable or constant can be accessed from. This is determined by where a constant or a variable has been declared. Scope of variable determines the lifetime of a variable. Types of scope of variable. A variable can have what we call a global scope. And a global scope, we talk of a variable having a global scope. This is a variable that can be accessed and manipulated from any part of the program. This variable is declared outside the sub-program. The variable exists throughout the execution period of the main program. The second type of scope is the local scope. And a variable that has a local scope is a variable that can only be accessed and manipulated within a function or a procedure in which it has been declared. And this variable is declared in a function or a procedure. The variable only exists during the time a procedure or a function is executed. Let's have a look at an example of a scope of variable in Pascal. In this program, we have a program whose name is scope, and it will declare one variable, and that variable we call it y of the data type integer. Then we'll have a definition of a procedure, and the name of this procedure will be ABC. In the declaration section of this procedure, we will have a variable x whose type is also an integer. From the declaration statements, I want you to be able to differentiate where we have declared the two variables, and that gives them their scope. Then in the body of this program, we will assign the value 12 to this procedure. Then we'll have a statement that will display the value of that variable. The next statement is an assignment statement. It takes the value, the global variable, value of the global variable, adds to it value of x, and then the program will end, or the procedure will end. Then the main body of this program will have the assignment statement where it assigns the global variable the value x, y equals to 30. Then we display the value of y after assigning it. Then after that, we will have call the procedure ABC. When we call the procedure ABC, what that implies is that the program will pause, the main program will pause its execution, and the control will be taken to the main program. So what it means from here, the program will come there. Execution will move to that particular point. And we will start executing downwards up to this point, up to that point. Then after we have finished executing this, the control will come back there. Control will come back there. So what we'll have after the execution of the procedure, we will have we're going to have to display the value of y, the value of y. And let me just erase this so that you can be able to see that statement. So we have that statement being displayed, displaying the value of y. Then we will have the next statement, red line, which pauses the program. Then the program will end. Let me briefly explain what will happen in this code. Where will the execution start from? Where will the execution of this program begin from? Where will it begin from? This program will begin executing in the main program. This is where the program will start executing. So the first statement to be executed is assigning y with the value 30. Then the second statement to be executed is displaying that value of y, meaning that at the output, the first what we'll see is y equals to 30. We have not changed the value of y. The next statement that will be executed, which is the third statement, is a procedure call. This one here. That is statement number 3 to be executed. So this will be 1. Then we'll have this one as the third statement being executed, a procedure call. Have a procedure call being executed. And after the procedure has been executed, when the procedure will be executed, it will mean that the next statement that will be executed will be this one here, assigning. So this is number 3. When we execute that one, means that this will be the number 3. So that is ideally the number 3 statement is x equals 2. That one is also number 3. Then we display the value of x. The value of x is x equals 2. Immediately after assigning, we display the value of x, and this gives us 12. Now I need to explain here something. You will look that x can only be manipulated inside the procedure. You see what is written in red? Only there. If you try to access x in the main program, it will not, you'll have an error that variable does not exist. It will generate a syntax error. But we can manipulate y inside the procedure. Why? Because it's a global variable. So that's why this one is a valid statement where we have y equals to, so we are taking the 30. Remember it was 30 here. Then now we are taking that 30, we add 12. Then after that, we exit the statement. Then now we execute this other statement, write line y equals to y, where that will be the fourth, because this one is the fourth statement here, or the fifth, sorry, the fifth statement. If I just allow me erase here. So this one here will be our fifth statement. Will be our fifth statement. It will be our fifth statement, and our fifth statement will be this one here, which we are changing the value of. We are changing the value of y. Sorry. Then our sixth statement will be this one here. Sixth statement, where we are displaying the value of y equals to 42. Equals to 42. And in the next short clip, I'll show us the live code. Then you can be able to see these outputs that I have shown here are the ones that will execute. Thank you.